And good evening, San Francisco. Welcome to the program. My name is Stephen Leader. I am your host, and to my right is my co-host, Cary Senner.
Hello.
Hi, and we have a unique show for you this evening. The reason why it's unique, first of all, it's the fifth Tuesday of the month, and we don't normally broadcast on the 5th, but we have been given special dispensation to do so. Also, I am delighted to welcome back the guest I had on the very first episode of this show called The Program, which was in February of 2009, February the 9th, 2009, Mr. Thomas Vandongen. Tommy, hello, how are you?
Hi, Stephen. I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Let me just bring up this particular. How the hell am I? I'm actually doing pretty well. The reason why I thought I want the show to actually return to its roots. For this particular episode, at least, in the sense of the show was originally about drug addiction and people in recovery and what they were doing in their lives now that drugs were no longer part of our lives. By drugs, I'm actually specifically referring to meth. I mean, I still smoke pot. I have a card, and that's a whole other subject for a whole different set of programs, which we will go into. Because, as you know, with the legalization of pot here in California, there is a lot of controversy over this subject. But we'll touch on that in probably a whole series of programs. But at this particular time, the origins of the show was to try and look at the people, see what paths they're on, and how they actually use the time that now has suddenly become available, now that we're no longer using drugs, and essentially work out how they find their bliss, what extraordinary things they do, and stuff like that. So, Tommy, you moved. Last time we checked in was in February 2009. How have you been? What's been going on? Boy, that was an open question, wasn't it?
What's going on?
You moved to Palm Springs, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, how long were you there for? It's too hot.
Been there about a year now, I guess.
Okay.
About a year.
It's good recovery though, down there.
Yeah.
A lot of recovery down there. Betty Ford Center's down there.
I don't go near there.
Well, I know, but it's still a recovery area.
Yeah. Tommy, speak up a little bit because the microphones are very, very insensitive.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Okay. So why did you quit? What made you decide to stop?
Well, 2 years ago, I finally got off parole and probation, everything all at once for the first time in 20 years. And I knew it was the drugs that kept getting me in trouble. So I decided to move to Ohio with my mom just to get away from it. That's that.
You hit your
Got
bottom.
tired of it.
You hit your bottom. Everyone has a bottom.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has a bottom.
Well, I'm aware of that, but as far as like hitting bottom, I mean, I'm not so sure whether one needs to hit bottom.
Well,
I think it's just a question of making the right decisions.
Right, but everyone has
at
a
the
degree
right time.
of what was your bottom?
Oh, we actually have a call coming in.
Okay, good.
So, caller, go ahead. We can't hear you.
Caller.
Could you speak up?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Leo. Where in the world did you get that airhead? He's probably the goofiest one you've ever had on your show. You must have really found the bottom of the barrel on this one. Find out where we can send 25 cents so he can get those marks off his arm. And if he has any other marks on his body that need to be taken off, we'll send another 25 cents.
Who's he talking to?
That was actually my question too. Whom are you actually referring to? I have a couple of airheads in the studio, myself included. Whom are you actually referring to, sir?
Oh, it's very hard to hear you on this phone.
Who are you speaking of?
Speaking about at Thomas Vandongen.
Oh, okay, that particular airhead. Well, I'll be.
But he's got to be the worst airhead you've had on the show so far. He's probably the goofiest.
Shine the camera just at me.
I take it that you are in fact a regular viewer of the program.
I knew it. He's goofy. I wouldn't be surprised if he start doing cartwheels.
I hope he does, as a matter of fact,
Wow.
because
well,
we
make
could
the
always.
show a little bit better, maybe.
Yes, we could always
You know,
handle
a
the
little
gymnastics.
entertainment.
Thank you very much for
Why
your
don't you do some
contribution,
cartwheels
sir.
for us?
Yes. Will you be doing some cartwheels for us, Thomas?
Maybe.
Good. Good.
Do you
Look
have
forward
a
to it.
trapeze in here?
We will work on it, as a matter of fact. Curiously enough, I think actually for removal of track marks, it's a little bit more than 25 cents, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much? Any idea on how much
No
that is?
idea.
I didn't even know there was a procedure that one could get that done. Is it possible?
I look at it like a savings account that I can't take nothing out of.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you got a savings account. You open a savings account as a bank. You can draw money out of that.
Yes.
Well, I deposit my money there, so I can't take it out of there. It's a savings account I can't spend.
So in other words, this is where all your money went, was up your arm.
That's 2 cars in the house right there.
Maybe more.
3 cars.
3 cars, huh?
I mean, I worked out for my own self. It was quite a lot of money, and
What cost?
yes, and I wish my track marks were just simply on the arm. I have them, God knows. That's where I wear long sleeve shirts. But
That's another show.
That is another show for another time.
That's another
Exactly.
show.
Yes. Yeah.
So how long have you been in recovery?
I think June 30th of 2008 was the last time that I actually got off my run anyhow, let's put it that way.
But you did have a slip up though, right?
As a matter of fact, the night before last.
The night before last. So that's just telling the viewers that it's a process.
It happened.
It is.
It is. It's a
yeah.
lifetime thing. It's not just, okay, I get help for 30 days and I'm better. You're not better after 30 days. It's a lifetime process. You have to learn. And if you don't get it, you will get it sooner or later because you're going to hit your bottom. And that's what everybody does.
And that's what you mean by bottom, I
Exactly.
suppose. I mean, for me, it's been a process of trying to reinvent myself in place because I didn't have the opportunity to move out of town. I actually stayed here in San Francisco. You actually moved, and I think when you come back, this is when the temptations start to rear their heads.
Yeah.
Does that sound right, would you say? Or do you think there is an ability where you could work past that, or just simply, say, hey, whether it's a question of hanging out with different kinds of people? On the other hand, you're still hanging out with me, and we used to.
You have a lot of new friends and associates.
Yeah,
You don't hang around the
just-
same
I
old
just-
people.
I just stay at the house with my mom. I don't go out and meet people. I just don't.
You're a homebody.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. That's okay.
Never used to be.
You don't go to meetings? You don't go to meetings, you don't follow the steps.
No,
That's part
I
of
don't.
recovery, though.
No.
I'm
I've got to
not-
disagree
I'm
with
not
you there.
concerned.
Why, how is that not? How are you going to disagree?
I'm going to disagree because
You
I don't
can't-
go to AA, and I'm part of recovery.
Recovery, that's the whole thing.
No,
You have to
there's
you can't
much
just
more
do
to
half of
recovery than
recovery.
AA. Much more to recovery than
Like
AA.
what?
Like, in other words, you can work your own steps. You can basically recover without actually following a step.
So you're
I
saying you
find
can do
AA
it
more-
yourself.
I didn't say that. I said there's more to recovery than just going to AA.
But it's good to go to meetings.
It is good to
and
go
get that
to
support
meetings
system.
if that helps for you. If that helps you, it's good to go to meetings. Otherwise,
I have.
if it doesn't help you, then it may actually...
What about the big book and the steps, the 12 steps?
That is fine if it works for you. But there are plenty of people, myself including, for which that did not work. So I had to find my own steps. And in fact, one of my steps was actually across the road from here. There is a big Buddhist house, which is SGI Buddhism. And I went and found more incredible stories there of people who have transcended their lives because of following the Nam Myoho Renge Kyo stuff, right?
So you found Buddha.
No, because I looked at that and I thought, you know what, that's kind of goofy. I think I can find my own sort of recovery path just simply because I'm Jewish as well, right? I figure, hey, they found transcendence by basically having this thing on the wall full of an old manuscript. Hey, I can do that at synagogue by looking at a Torah, right? It's the same thing. So I didn't actually follow their particular path. I didn't follow the AA path. I followed my own path and tried to learn what I could of the positive steps
That's
in
great.
each of these steps.
But that worked for you. But that's
That
not going to
worked
work
for
for
me.
all your viewers.
That is very true. So AA is a good option.
Exactly. That's what the point is. And that's
okay.
why you should go to meetings and observe the program.
If it works for him.
Half
But
steps
meanwhile,
prevail.